Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know what time it is. Look at that, get some monk fruit, courtesy of the homie Joe. Appreciate you, big dog. Got me hooked up. This was, dude, let me tell you, driving 40 hours. Hold on, let me get some lighting. That's the deal. And that's for all the people who've said, get you a Steadicam. You know what? Steadicam these lures. Alright, we just got back from basically driving 48 hours. It's a 2-day drive, basically from Quebec to Texas, basically. Super awesome adventure. Stop 5 of the Bassmaster Kayak Series, Lake Champlain. Day 2 got canceled. We went and caught Lakers. Like, I had a box waiting for me on the way back, and I hope you already subscribed because the videos I'm going to put out, they're a little bit different style than what I've been doing, but they involve traveling. God, I just got bit by a mosquito. I didn't miss that. They involve traveling from essentially Dallas, Texas to Plattsburgh, New York, which is plus or minus about 1,700 miles. So that puts me at like 3,500 miles with stops, and that's only if I go straight from here to there and straight back. That doesn't include the hours of driving I did every single day that I was there. That doesn't include the miles upon miles of scenic routes that I took, because I didn't take what Google Maps told me was like the most direct, quickest route. I took the Adirondack Scenic Trail. I mean, it was, again, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that now. If you don't like some stuff that I post in the future, unsubscribe. It's all good. We're just at about 5,000 subscribers. My name is Peter. This is My Chaotic Fishing, if I haven't already said that 17 times before. Outdoors adventures, road trips, from the boat, the bank, the kayak, all of the things. Okay, you see, we do a lot of things here. Probably means this channel won't do very well, and I don't know. We may start another one that's more focused and niche in the future, right? Because YouTube algorithms and whatnot, that's all beside the point. No apologies, I squirrel. Today, we've got a box from 6 Cents. They're a Texas company. There's all the reason for probably half of you to unsubscribe. I don't know, people so divided in this country right now. I just appreciate that we live in the greatest country in the world, and I'm not afraid to say that. This is like that awkward pause where you're like, ah, fuck this guy, unsubscribe. So, if you're not familiar, this is a subscription sack. I pay for it. It comes in the mail. I like new tackle. I obviously enjoy fishing. 6 Cents is a Texas company. What they send out every month is somewhat tied to like that time of year. It's not always stuff you buy from the store, can get on the shelf. Sometimes it's stuff that's not going to come out for a few months in colors. I mean, you saw I just opened the box, right? So I don't know what's all in this month's sack. It's August. It's my 40th birthday month. Fingers crossed it's something good. Subscribe, because for my 40th birthday, we're going to hit 5,000 subscribers on the channel. I know we will. For those of y'all who already been following along, hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying rad. Got love for you. Damn. All right, so let's take a look. I live in North Texas, so it's summertime, and I hope they got something for my summer bite in there. Dude, for 30 bucks. Like, you couldn't go to your local tackle shop, which, by the way, Lake Pro Tackle, probably going to carry most of this stuff. They do take some feedback from the anglers they support. Bam, we go jump right into it. Look at that. 7-inch Divine Shaky Worm and Green Pumpkin. Like, dude, the Divine Shaky Worm is one of my go-to shaky head worms. I don't know what time of the year where they won't bite a Green Pumpkin Shaky Worm. Now in the summer, I definitely, the 7-inch, they even have a Magnum, an 8-inch. That's killer, like, because I throw the shit out of these. So, bam, that's part number one. Now sometimes they do include some things that work with their tackle, right? If it's soft plastics, they include the terminal for it. So I'm gonna try to pull out what I think is the soft tackle. Bam, look at that. Green Pumpkin Burst in a Stroker Craw 3.3. that's your typical, man, I'm fishing a pond and there's some vegetation. Cool. Throw a 3/4 ounce or a 1/2 ounce punching weight on there. If you need to get through some thick, like that triple C thick, what the kids say these days, then get you a 1 ounce punching weight, 1.5 ounce tungsten. Like that's, I have some lakes around me that I do that, and tie you on a stroker craw. It's got a nice thick body, so where you rig it onto the hook, you know, it doesn't rip, it lasts, and then it's got these nice kicker legs to where as it drops down, you don't have to do nothing. It sits there and bloop, bloop, bloops for you. And that's in a green pumpkin burst. Like, basically, it's a green pumpkin with a bunch of different color flakes. Like bass eat that, okay? Good stuff, good stuff. We got another soft plastic. Boom! This is an exclusive, unreleased, from 6 Cents Fishing. Dropping what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and crack this open. I love new shit. Not sorry. People were like, sorry, not sorry. No, just not sorry in the first place. So, this is called the Shindo 6.0. That's the deal. All right. So, let's look at what this is and what this isn't, right? Right off the bat, I could see it being used as a fluke. It does have a little split belly, right? So, you do have a split down the main section of it. I literally got mosquitoes trying to eat me right now. Dadgum, come on, man. I didn't have none of this in New York. We definitely back in Texas. I'm sorry. We're not cutting this, though. This is in the green gizzard. Okay, sometimes I just say exclusive color, but this is their green gizzard color. So it does kind of have that stoppy head. All right, you can see it's not like a rounded with eyeballs or something that, you know, would you know, definitely catch fishermen over fish. But one of the cool things, they have this like cutout on the back, and you can see if I mean, the water is gonna make that move, right? Like you don't even see how I'm imparting the action on that. It's just a little side to side. Might be a little exaggeration, but you know, the point is that you can rig this up. I don't see any salt in this, by the way. And the importance of that, yeah, I don't see any salt in this. It doesn't have a crazy chemical smell like the panoramas do. I mean, this just be a good fluke. Look, it's got some little rigging dots. I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera. Like professional cinematography here, just real world shit. It's got the little rigging dots, so, you know, I imagine, again, just tungsten ball head jig for pinging a minnow. But, I mean, dude, throw this in your ponds and I'm sure it'll get chewed. It's got a nice soft tail, so even though the hook point would be way up here, right? Like, fish eats this. I mean, you see it's they're not gonna have a problem eating this. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, if a 6-inch fluke style bait seems big to you, then you're just uneducated on what fish eat. So that is the new Shindo 6.0 from 6 Cents Fishing, and it's in the green gizzard. It comes exclusive. You can't buy this at the store yet. So for 6AC members, that's the deal. You always, you know, as a tackle company in 2025, if you're not coming out with new stuff every month, it seems you're falling behind. I like it. I like that it's not salted. So thank you, 6 Cents, for doing that, because that's going to help with the buoyancy. I will probably be throwing this. Picasso makes some 5-gram hooks that actually have like a 5/0 hook. So it goes all the way back. And because of that belly cavity, which, you know, again, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it opens up all the way down. You can see it there, right? And Picasso makes a really nice tungsten ball head jig in that 5-gram size that I prefer, and it uses like a 5/0 hook, so the hook would actually come out way back there. Improved hookup ratio when you're scoping a minnow. But what could you use this on? I mean, I'll tell you right now, when this gets all chewed up, I'll probably use it as a trailer. I mean, it's got that nice little wingtail, kind of, you know, like a fluke, right? And because it has that thin area, which I don't know if that's going to get bit off. I don't know if that's going to be a durability issue. I don't know. I don't know the answers to those questions. But I do know that this thing will get chewed. And if you're on social media, you've already seen that a bunch of people have been throwing this, right, showing them something new. So pretty stoked. Again, 30 bucks for a bunch of cool tackle that for somebody who fishes as often as I do, the deal. All right, so I don't see any more soft plastics in here. So we're gonna jump into this. Hey, check it out, look at that. Hey, the juggle shot. So that's pretty cool. And it literally shows it on a picture of the juggle minnow. It just says juggle shot hooks. The back has a product number of 20, so maybe like that's meaning to be like a 2-aught hook. But this is pretty neat. You essentially put a 1/32 Neko weight or nail weight in the head of your little minnow, and then you use this as the hook. And the importance of that, for those that don't know, right, Randy Blanket will never tell you this because he decided he didn't want to learn. The importance of that is a horizontal presentation. There are some baits out there that I fish a lot of that, you know, when you throw them, I'm just going to grab something off my shelf right now, right, to give you a good visual representation. Pretend this is a ball head. This thing been chewed. It's already been glued back together more than a few times. A lot of times when you're throwing a ball head jig, right, you've got the tie point and then it hangs like that. So if you're not actively moving it, it just sits like that. And I'll tell you from what I see on scope, 99 out of 100 times, if a fish gets close enough to see your bait and it's just kind of hanging like that, they swerve it. Now, to the 1 out of 100 fish that comes from 15 feet away and freaking swallows it, dude, you could have been throwing an Oscar Mayer wiener down there and they would have eaten it. It don't matter for that one fish, you know what I'm saying? But for those other 99 fish, the thing is, if you can have a bait that suspends horizontally with you putting very little input into it or just moving it super slow, right? Big opportunity for these fish to eat, right? Because they're opportunistic feeders as well. If it's sitting horizontal like that, it's much more attractive to the fish. So with that juggle shot hook, you can accomplish that. I said a 1/32 ounce nail weight. You can use a 1/16, a 1/8, right? It depends on what plastic you're using. It depends on if it's salted, if it's not. Play with it. That's up to you. I don't have all the answers. Hell, I can rarely answer questions to myself that I ask. So play with it, but that is the juggle shot hook. And I mean, I could throw that on the Shindo with probably on that one, I would use like a 1/16 ounce tungsten nail weight, and I'd put that hook there right before that joint, and it would sit perfectly horizontal, and fish would probably absolutely destroy that thing. So pretty cool. And if I ever destroy this 5-inch mag draft, I could probably tear the harness out of it and pop this guy in it and fish it. That'd be dope. All right, next thing. Just looking in there. Bam, 1/2 ounce axle finesse jig. Look at that. So, and what's nice about these, in case you've never used any of the axle stuff, I'm, take it out of the package so you can see it. That's in the, I don't know what color it's in. Black and blue spice. I mean, black and blue is going to work pretty much all over the country. So we'll take the little rubber band off on this skirt they got on there. Skirt's dope, by the way. The finesse jigs from 6 Cents, by the way, are the jigs that have the section out of the front too. God, look at all the sparkles. The wife's gonna think I went to the strip club today. Shit. So on the swinging line of shaky heads, jigs, all that different stuff, basically you got your line tied, the jig head, and then you see the hook, right? The hook can swing. And the importance of that is that when the fish eats it, and then you're pulling the fish back to the boat, and it starts to try to throw the hook, that motion of the hook being separated from your line tie point and the weight means that they're not getting leverage on the weight itself, and they have a much lower chance of throwing the hook. I personally have seen a ton of success Again, this isn't sponsored. Like, this is just me telling you. And I have told you that some of the 6 cent stuff that I've gotten before, I'm like, oh, it's a copy of this. It's not even a good copy. Like, I've been straight up with y'all, okay? So, like, you know, I got receipts. You can go back a couple years on my YouTube channel and see that. From my experience, these swinging hooks have led to fewer fish throwing the hook, and I like it. This, again, the half ounce, their finesse series, or what do they call it? Yeah, the finesse jig. Basically, the skirt material goes forward and kind of covers that. I don't know. I don't know enough to know, like, why that's, you know, why in fishing do we call that a finesse jig versus like a jig that doesn't have the little foofy skirt in the front? Don't know. Not gonna bullshit you. I'm not that guy. Okay. It does have a nice screw lock, and honestly, on this, I mean, dude, you could freaking tie up one of these guys as a trailer and slow drag this. I immediately think about fork. Like fork right now, we're getting a thermocline set in. It's about 20 or so feet deep. Water temps in the high 80s, low 90s, depending on where you're at. But dragging this around like the transition areas of rock to roadbed, or like roadbed to tree, or like ditch to tree line, stuff like that. Like, want to go fishing. Yes. This is the half ounce, and it's in the 4/0 size. They do make them with like 6/0 hooks and a bunch of crazy stuff. That's wild to me. I don't know. Maybe somebody watching this is like, you know, just a way better angler than me, and well, that is extremely likely because I'm not that good. Man, you could. The 4/0 size is perfect. Okay, so if you do happen to go on 6 cents, I don't have a code, right? Got lots of homies that do. Go on Instagram for 5 seconds, and you'll find people that have 6 cents codes. And when you do that, though, the 4/0 size, right? Half ounce, 4/0 makes good bottom contact. Moving on. All right, what else we got? Another jig. Dude, I like this. All right, this is this is a conundrum. This is the Conda Finesse swim jig. It's in a green pumpkin standard, right? So the Conda line of jigs from 6 cents is like this little kind of finesse-y. They're usually the lighter size. This is a 4/0 hook and a 7/16 ounce. So like I throw this on a 7.2 medium heavy rod, 15-pound test. It's a swim jig. It's got a proper swim jig head, right? There's nothing revolutionary about most quality swim jig heads, right? They're doing it right, or they've royally screwed the pooch, and like you'll buy it one time and never again. The Conda line of jigs from 6 cents, I do like them. My son has been fishing these too because they're light enough to throw on his spin casters, and he's getting into bait casters now. But he likes it because you can just be bopping it along and they hit it and he can swing on it. So Conda Finesse jig. For me, if I'm fishing the more shallow water, like this is what I'm going to use, because I don't need half ounce to get down 3 feet, right? I want like this, 7/16 ounce, and yeah, it's a good deal. Do I cut the weed guard? I used to. Honestly, I used to. I really don't anymore, because like if a fish is going to eat it, that's the deal, and I'd rather have the benefit of that weed guard. So cool color, 6 cents, right? Like their colors are all dope. Pop this thing out. We're gonna do one more plastic. There's a box in there too. I don't know what it is. Oh, here we go. This is a 3-pack, 3/16 ounce or 5 gram, right? Which is my preferred scoping weight for 5 feet deep to 25 feet deep. Is literally a 3/16 ounce. So this is a 5.3 gram, 3/16 ounce. This is a screw lock head. Okay, you see that right there. Sorry about the awesome glare that's on that, but here's the deal. Look on the back. Look what they show you. Literally, they show you how to rig with the juggle shot hook. So basically, this head screws in to the front of your juggle minnow, right? Which I've got a bunch of those. They're great trailers. They're an all-around good plastic. This is in the baby shad. They got paint jobs and stuff. Honestly, it'd probably be cheaper just to buy them in the raw color. It's just the silver, and I can tell you that if you're presenting it to the right fish the right way at the right time, like, they don't care about the color. This'll catch a bunch of fishermen though, because it looks dope, like with the eyes and the paint job. Like it does look dope. But jiggle lock heads. No, that's what we do after we pee. The juggle lock head right there screws in to the front of your deal, and in this picture, that's pretty clever. So you would put the hook in first, and then that screw lock, as you can see there on the bottom, hopefully it'll focus, but as you can see on the bottom there, basically the back of the screw lock will capture a turn or two of that hook. That's dope. Okay. Like, this isn't even ingenious stuff, but I'm too busy trying to worry about just finding the damn fish. All right, that's the last thing. Look at, no mas. Hell yeah. This is awesome. I could have used this up in New York, but here we are. This is a 97X, so it's a 97 millimeter jerkbait. It's smaller than the, you know, Vision 110 or whatever the case. This is in, they call this a bluegill. They call this bluegill spawn, but I was just up in New York, and those freaking perch with the lines on them, like, this would have been dope. This would have been a absolutely dope color to have up there. I'm genuinely bummed, because I did throw the jerkbait around a little bit, and I did catch some fish on the jerkbait. I just think this would have been an awesome color, just because of those stripes, and you can see that on there. Like I said, 6 cents. Their paint colors is they're dope. They're freaking dope. So this is a smaller profile jerkbait, right? And you know, like I said, you know, everybody knows about the Megabass jerkbaits, and they're dope. I throw these a bunch, not only the 97 size, but obviously a standard size. This is not a silent. It does have a little transfer weight chamber. Like, you know, when I go to cast these, I'll usually kind of do that first, and that's so that the weight does get down, and so when you bomb this thing out there, it has the weight in the back, right? And your line tie in the front, and it sails pretty good. So that is the August 6-sack subscription service from 6 cents. It's got a bunch of stuff that'll get thrown right now. If I was to tell you to buy one thing from this entire sack at the store, I couldn't do it. I would tell you that you need to go pick up whatever your favorite shaky head is. Mine is the Swing Shake from 6 cents. That's my favorite shaky head. You can get it in a 5/16 ounce. I would get I think it's, I don't know, it's like a 1/2 ounce size basically, and with the different weights, they have different size hooks. So I apologize for my ignorance. I don't know the weight off the top of my head. It's about a 1/2 ounce size, but basically it's a 4/0 hook, right? It's a 4/0 hook. I would recommend picking you up a pack of 7-inch Divine Shaky Worms. Out of all this stuff, it's all good. It'll all catch fish. But my most confident thing that I could possibly offer in terms of value for this video is going to be go pick up a 4/0 Swing Shake shaky head and some 7-inch Divine Shaky Worms. What color? I mean, if you got a confidence color, go with your confidence color. If you don't, go Green Pumpkin. It's going to work in clear water. It's going to work in dirty water. It's going to work in water, right? Because that's, people ask where the fish are. They're in the water. And that's what I got for you. My name is Peter. This is my Caddick Fishing. I've got a bunch of shit to do to plan for my birthday week, and I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button, because we're going to hit 5,000 this month, and I'm going to be totally stoked about that. And, you know, I couldn't do it on my own. I have all of y'all to thank. I hope that I've been delivering enough value for your free subscription to my channel, and I don't know. I definitely get value out of it. I've met some super rad people both online and in person, traveling all over the country from freaking Havasu to Quebec and Florida and everywhere in between. It's been awesome. Thank y'all so much for coming along for the journey. Man, 40 this year. I can't wait. Literally. I ran down here, recording this video. I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to throw it on the computer, get it up on YouTube. I got shit to do to get ready for this weekend. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying rad. Beware the whole buzzers, baby. Let's freaking go.